Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the OmathaCraft Season 4 server. This video is episode 38 of OmathaCraft, and you'd expect me to be in the nether, wouldn't you? Well, you're wrong. I'm not going to be in the nether in this video. I'm going to spend most of the time, not even in the overworld, in the end. Yes indeed. This video is gonna be mostly spent in the end. I say mostly spent in the end. I am gonna be hanging around in the overworld, but no. Not in the nether. I'm not going to head into the nether unless I want to go into the nether hub. Other than that, I'm not going over to the nether village. I'm not going to explore any of the new stuff added in 1.16, because if you remember in the last video, OmathaCraft has officially updated to 1.16, and yeah, everyone explored it. Everyone started claiming lands over there. We went over to an area where we decided we're going to be making another village and all that good stuff. But in this video, I'm not going to be doing any of that. No grinding, not even ancient debris grinding. I'm not going to get netherite just yet. I'm just going to focus on the goal of today's video, and the goal of today's video is to make a farm, and that farm is going to be an obsidian farm, because in 1.16 a couple of bugs have been fixed. I'm pretty sure it's a couple of bugs or some features have been added. I don't remember exactly, but something has happened in 1.16 which makes it possible for players to make obsidian farms, and that is what I'm going to be doing in today's video. I'm going to be following Eximovoid's video on HermitCraft. He made a video not too long ago on how to make one of those. Well, not how to make them specifically. He just made one, and I'm going to be following that video to make my own one here on OmathaCraft, and it's gonna be for private use only, because I also plan on selling it. Finally, a proper shop. I'm going to be selling obsidian, and I'm also going to be selling a couple of other things which I have been grinding out off camera, but you're gonna have to see more of that in the next video. But for now, without any further ado, let's get into today's video and let's make this obsidian farm. Now, to make an obsidian farm, I'm going to need a whole lot of things, including my beacon right here, mostly because of like efficiency increasement. So I want to have as much efficiency in the obsidian farm as I can get. So I'm going to take my beacon, but before I do that, I want to show you a couple of other things which I've done off camera. So the first thing I have done is I have turned my villager breeder into a carrot farm. Well, I added an extension for it to be a carrot farm, and it's been working massively beautifully in a like extraordinary way. I've been getting tons and tons of carrots, and then I've got my villagers up on top and my barn, which I've been trading with them to get tons upon tons of emeralds. I haven't been doing much trading because I also made a deal with Vapor not too long ago. I'd give him 27 depth strider bucks, depth strider 3 bucks for 54 diamonds, and he got his bucks, I got my payment. And the way I got him the bucks is using this villager right here, who gives me one depth strider 2 buck for 1 emerald, and then I just bought 54 of those, turned them into depth strider 3 bucks, and gave it to him, and he gave me my diamonds and all that good stuff. And this is how I remade my gear, by the way, because I also died a whole lot of times in the between the last video and this video. And I've also made another carrot farm to increase the number of carrots I can get. So this is pretty much like one full double chest of carrots right there. Well, pretty much. Yeah, we're not that far off, are we? We're just 3 stacks and just under 4 stacks under a full double chest, which is amazing. Like, this is beautiful. I'm never gonna run out of carrots, and I'm never gonna run out of emeralds in that point. And I've also made a temporary sugarcane farm, because I'm usually mostly at my base over here. So I decided, instead of always having to go over to my industrial base to AFK for sugarcane and other stuff, I decided to just make a temporary one, which isn't as good as many other sugarcane farms, but it does the job. I get a good amount of sugarcane every harvest. So yeah, I made that, and I've been AFKing here. As you can see, this is my AFK pot. But anyways, the goal of today's video, obsidian farm. So let me mine down this beacon, and I'll see you guys when I start making this thing. Now, you might be wondering, how in the world does an obsidian farm work exactly? And I'll tell you that in a minute. So basically, if you go through the end, of course you spawn in a about 5x5 obsidian kind of platform, and that platform in 1.16, I'm pretty sure this is what got fixed in 1.16. If an entity or a player or a mob goes through the portal, well, the obsidian platform regenerates, and then you could mine that obsidian, and then you could do that step again. So an entity or a player or a mob goes through the portal, the platform gets regenerated, you mine it down again, and then you start the process again. An entity or a player or a mob just goes through the portal and the obsidian platform gets refreshed, and this is basically how the obsidian farm works. But now you're gonna be wondering, how in the world do I make this automatic? Well, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You could take this video as kind of tutorial as well, because I'm going to be explaining how this thing works all throughout. But first of all, I'm going to set up my beacon right here just for efficiency purposes. And yeah, we're gonna also have to make a couple of redstone contraptions, and I'm not the best at redstone, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. This might take a while. Well, this might take a while for me. You're gonna be seeing it in less than 5 minutes anyways. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get going with them. I'm gonna get all the resources I need. Of course, I already have them in my shulker boxes. All I need to do is actually set them up, and then I'm gonna be explaining how everything works, what do you need, how everything's going to be placed, and all that good stuff. Anyways, just setting up my beacon, and then we're gonna go back into the overworld. Actually, no, we're gonna have to first set up a small little thingy over here near the obsidian platform, well, under the obsidian platform, after we set up the beacon, and then we're gonna get going with the actual kind of mechanics of the farm. So how the entities would go through. Well, you're probably just gonna, I'm actually really bad at explaining things, so you're probably gonna just get a link in the iCard somewhere over there in the top right of the screen somewhere, and you're gonna be able to check out the video for yourself. But if you're too lazy to do that and really just want to watch my video, which I really highly doubt it, yeah, you can just stick around, and I'm gonna try my best to explain things. And there we go, that is now set up. We've got the beacon up in here running with haste 2, because I'm gonna be personally mining the obsidian. So yeah, haste 2 is gonna increase the efficiency quite a bit. And now the thing which I want to do under the obsidian platform is, first of all, let me dig out an area. And the thing is a collection system. So basically we're gonna have a hopper array going into a chest, and the chest is going to have to go through here. Of course, in Exuma's video he did it in a different way, but of course the obsidian platform generates in different areas in the end and different seeds, so we're gonna have to change things up a little bit, but we've still got the same kind of plot, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's as simple as really just putting 5 hoppers in the middle right here. So if I dig out an area, and all I have to do is dig out an area under here, and there are gonna be just 5 hoppers, only 5 hoppers, and I'm gonna be standing right here mining down all the obsidian. The hoppers are gonna pick up all the obsidian and go into the chest over there. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and then I'm gonna go back to the stronghold in the overworld, and then most of the work is gonna have to be there. So I'll see you guys when we get. And there we go, the hopper array is finally done. Didn't take me long, just about 30 seconds or something. And as I previously simulated, all I'm gonna do is mine down the obsidian with my haste 2 beacon and my efficiency 5 pickaxe. The hoppers are gonna pick them up, and they're gonna go straight into that chest. And then if I time it right, an item should go through here. So this is how the farm is gonna work. An item is going to go into the end and refresh the obsidian farm just in time for me to start mining again after I'm done mining this first bit of 5 obsidian, as you can see right there. So after that item comes in, the platform gets reset, I mine down the obsidian again, and I get more obsidian until I get infinite amount of obsidian. Now I'm pretty sure I explained this. This is the 3rd time of me explaining this, I'm pretty sure, but you never know who might not get it the first time or the 2nd time or the 100th time. So explaining it again is always like a plus. Anyways, I'm gonna get working on that, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna first of all get an item into the end without me personally having to throw it in there. So after the server restarts, because it's going to restart any moment now, I'm gonna get back on, go to the stronghold, and we're gonna be working on that. So back here in the stronghold, just behind the end portal, I've got an area right here dug out, which I've dug out myself, of course. Yeah, I've got this area right here. I'm going to be working in the area in a second after I'm done explaining what's going on in here. So we've got a simple etho hopper clock, which is transporting items in between these hoppers, and then the redstone block moves it from here to here and all that good stuff. Everybody knows how etho hopper clocks work, but this etho hopper clock works as a 10-second timer. So every 10 seconds the redstone block would end up here again, so it'll just stay in a continuous loop where it's going back and forth, and every 10 seconds going to be going back here. So the way I set it up is basically to have it so we're gonna have a 5-second kind of go with this. So 5 seconds it's gonna stay here, 5 seconds gonna stay here. After the 5 seconds here are over, it's gonna go back here. So in total we've got 10 seconds between each kind of pulse, and that is exactly what we need, because with a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 5 and a haste 2, you're gonna need just under 10 seconds, and I'm just leaving it as 10 seconds for safety's sakes. Of course, with a netherite pickaxe, you would need just above 9 seconds. So there really isn't that much of a big deal going on, but it's always better being safe than sorry. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, from this etho hopper clock, we've got a redstone trail going into this dispenser right here, which is going to be the dispenser which spits out all the items, which is going to kind of refresh the obsidian platform. So every 10 seconds the redstone trail is going to get powered into this dispenser. This dispenser is going to contain items which are going to get thrown into here. We've got trapdoors in here to avoid having the items go past the end portal. So we've got so the items would just hit this trapdoor and go through, and then the obsidian platform would refresh, and then I have to mine it again, and you know, all the other jazz. Now, how is this all going to work if I'm going to be staying at the end, AFKing at the end? This is the next step. So the next step of making an obsidian farm is making a chunk loader, because we're going to need to keep these chunks loaded right here while I am in the end AFK mining the obsidian, and that is what we're going to be making. Now, thankfully, I'm pretty sure this is also a fix in 1.16. Chunk loaders are way easier to make in 1.16 than they used to be. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So I'm just going to make one real quick and explain how it all works. After about 2 hours of scratching my head thinking on how in the world am I supposed to get this thing working, I've finally done it. I have made a chunk loader, and as you may know, chunk loaders is basically just sending an item back and through and back from the nether into the overworld, which keeps the chunks loading at all times. So basically, if I just run off somewhere, these chunks are still gonna load and they're still gonna work, just like the spawn chunks. Like, you know, sometimes people make iron farms or some sort of farm in the spawn chunks because they're always loaded. This is basically what happens. This thingy loads the chunks, and let me briefly go through the design I went through. So it has the same kind of general design as Exuma's design in his video, but because Exuma didn't really, you know, he didn't really show us the whole design, I had to do a little bit of tweaking. So I'm not really exactly sure if it's the same thing he has done, but the general kind of design still works. So basically what happens is the item goes from the nether into the overworld into these hoppers, and these hoppers point into this dropper right here. This dropper gets activated once this comparator detects that it has an item in it via this line right here, which goes into an observer. This observer powers this dropper, which goes into this dropper, and that dropper gets powered from this redstone torch right here, which isn't powered because of this redstone torch, but is powered when this redstone torch gets powered by this comparator right here. And this redstone torch also powers this block, which goes into this 4-tick repeater, which goes into this dropper right here, and this dropper sends it into the nether. And in the nether we've got a similar design, well, I say a similar design, the same exact design in the nether, which just pumps the It splits the items back into the overworld, and it's just a never-ending loop until I come and pick up the item. Now that was exhausting to say. Just a few minor things left to do. First up is filling up this dropper full of items. So whenever we start the ether hopper clock, each 10 seconds an item would go into the end, and then the obsidian platform would get refreshed, and then all we have to do now is start up the thingamabobber, the ether hopper clock, using 13 pieces of items, and there we go. We're now ready to go into the end, and hopefully this thing should work now. So we've got the chunk loader working, we've got the ether hopper clock working, and if I do this, so if I start mining down the obsidian, any moment now we are going to get the things working. Okay, we didn't get the items back. We didn't get the what did I do wrong now? What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, I disabled the ether hopper clock using a lever because I didn't want to activating whenever I didn't want it to activate. So if I do this now, yep, the items are going through, and there we go. We've got an item thrown into the end, and if I go there, we've got the item in my inventory, and the obsidian platform has been refreshed, and there we go. We've got another item in my inventory, and if I do this now, okay, so if I break all the obsidian, any moment now, so after, there we go. Oh my god, there we go. We have it. There you have it. The obsidian farm is working, and there we go. Oh my god, I actually did it. Oh, I did redstone. I made an obsidian farm. This is so exciting. Oh my goodness. Oh my. And it actually actually works at max capacity as well. Okay, so let it refresh again. There. Oh my god, that feels so good. And we've already gotten 24 pieces of obsidian. This is insane. This farm is absolutely insane. I love it. So I bet you guys know what I'm gonna be doing next. I bet you know. Yes, you do know. I know you know. I'm gonna be AFK here, mining obsidian forever and ever and ever until I get tons upon tons of it. But for now, that's all the time I've got for today's video. If you did enjoy it and found it useful, be sure to leave a like. Also consider subscribing, as that is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and the OmathaCraft Instagram. Names right here on the screen. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next video after I'm done AFKing. Farewell, lads.